00.
The Hill News Network presents Inside Health, 30-minute program in which we explore the human body and functions. We'll share real-life stories and the latest in medical science as we look at related diseases, conditions, and determinants of health that affect quality of life. So join me, Vin Abbott, on Monday evenings from 8 for Inside Health on Bay Hill News Net, also on KankadiRadio.info.
Have you tried SVG's finest wines? From Dave Roots. Dave Roots offers Noonie wine, tamarind wine, obis, and wines from fruits and herbs. 10% alcohol by volume. So when you're looking for the finest local wines, look for Dave Roots. Contact them at 784-593-1564 for more information or to order.
Looking for a place to relax with natural cool breeze and friendly surroundings? Then check the Bay Hill Tree Bar, located at Bay Hill Cane Garden. We have everything a bar will have. We also sell Shell 20-pound cooking gas at the Bay Hill Tree Bar. It's the Vin Abbott Show with news, views, and interviews. The music in the mix on Saturdays, 4 p.m. Kankadi Radio. It's the Vin Abbott Show with news, views, and interviews. The music in the mix on Saturdays, 4 p.m. Kankadi Radio.
Bay Hill News Network. We do Facebook live streaming for church services, funeral services, and sporting events. For more info, call us at 1784-529-8518 or 1784-534-3900.
Thanks for listening to Kankadi Radio.
Man, I want to know.
Have you tried SVG's finest wines? From Dave Roots. Dave Roots offers Noonie wine, tamarind wine, obis, and wines from fruits and herbs. 10% alcohol by volume. So when you're looking for the finest local wines, look for Dave Roots. Contact them at 784-593-1564 for more information or to order.
BBS Ministries in association with Delta Petroleum Caribbean Limited presents Me Can't Sit Down All White Boat Concert aboard Admiral 2 from St. Vincent to Bequia on Saturday, May 13th. Come on out and be a part of this celebration, celebrating 25 years of ministries and also the making of Me Can't Sit Down music video featuring Papa Das, Earl McMaster, and Albert Pompey. Be sure to get your ticket from April 1st for $70 from the Music Center Limited, Grenville Street, Kingstown, 784-456-1746. BBS Ministries in association with Delta Petroleum Caribbean Limited presents Me Can't Sit Down All White Boat Concert. Under the theme, the best is yet to come. Don't miss it! BBS Ministries in association with BBS Ministries in a...
Join us at the Layo Waterfront on the 28th of April 2023 as we come together and hold a barbecue bash to assist Kati and Games beat cancer. On sale, fish, $20. Chicken, $15. Pork, $20. For more info, contact Vakeisha John at 784-433-8306. See you there.
The Hill News Network presents Inside Health, 30-minute program in which we explore the human body and functions. We'll share real-life stories of the latest in medical science as we look at related diseases, conditions, and determinants of health that affect quality of life. So join me, Vin Abbott, on Monday evenings from 8 for Inside Health on Bay Hill News Net, also on KincadiRadio.info. Hello, good evening to you. Welcome to Inside Health for April the 17th, 2023. My name is Vin Abbott. Hope all is well with you wherever you are. Yes, once again, welcome to Inside Health. This week's edition is focused on cancer. Hello, hi everyone, wherever you are located on planet Earth. I am Vin Abbott in the studio of Kincadi Radio. With Monty Kippet, our chief engineer there on the heights there at the Hill News Network on St. Vincent and the Grenadines in the studio of the Hill News Network. Inside Health is a magazine program that looks at the human body, the different parts, functions, conditions, and diseases that affect performance. We also look at possible strategies, resolutions. Friends, Inside Health does not and cannot replace medical advice from your professional health and a caregiver. Yes, we encourage you to consult with yours regularly or as needed. Yes, Inside Health does not and cannot replace medical advice given to you by your professional health caregiver, so to speak. We encourage you to consult yours regularly as needed. In this week's edition, in the month of April, Cancer Prevention Month, we are going to share an interview. Yes, we're going to share an interview we did on Kincadi Radio last year with Dolores Duncan, my daughter by bond, so to speak, out of Bellevue, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, now living here in Toronto, Canada, and unfortunately living with cancer. I want to say a special good evening to you, Dolores, and thank you very much for sharing your lived experiences with us. Yes, we know you are listening, and we sincerely hope your words in this interview will bring support for the many living with cancer across the globe, especially our friend there in the town of Leyu on the leeward side of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We are talking about Katian Games. This program is dedicated to Katian Games. We're wishing her all the very best this month of April, month of prevention, month of research, month of contributing to cancer research. We sincerely hope you find the support in this interview, this chit-chat with Dolores Duncan. Friends, we invite you to take a listen to our interview, our chit-chat with Dolores Duncan.
Somebody please tell me it's not a puppy show. We can go on, we can go on. Let me tell you with Calypso, man can please hit the earth. Please save the earth. Man can please save the earth. Please save the earth. This is a plea for my little child. If you just stay with man can so
Indeed, a plea from a little child. Omani Cupid, another junior Calypsonian out of St. Vincent and the Grenadines from last year, Save Mother Earth. Well, friends, at this juncture, we are going to be having a chat with a Vincentian, like she's my daughter, a wonderful lady out of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And we'll be talking cancer. Cancer is the leading cause of death worldwide, accounting for an estimated 9.6 million deaths in 2018. The most common cancers are lung, around 2 million cases, breast cancer, 2 million cases, 2.09, colorectal, 1.80 million cases, prostate, 1.28 million cases, skin cancer, 1.04 million cases, stomach, 1.03 million cases. The most common causes of cancer death are cancers of the lung, 1.76 million deaths, colorectal, 862,000 deaths, stomach, 787,000 deaths, liver, 782, and breast, 627. That's figures, those figures came from the World Health Organization and for 2019. And what are the causes of cancer? Cancer rises from the transformation of normal cells into tumor cells in a multi-stage process that generally progresses from a precancerous lesion to a malignant tumor. These changes are the result of interaction between a person's genetic factors and 3 categories of external agents, including, and I really want for us to pay attention to this. You are listening to 2 calypsos there, with the theme of the environment, paying attention to the environment. This is what the World Health Organization has to say. Yes, these changes are the result of the interaction between a person's genetic factors, what you're born with, your biological factors, and 3 categories of external agents. Yes, external in the environment, including physical carcinogens such as ultraviolet and ionizing radiation, chemical carcinogens, factors that cause cancer, such as asbestos, components of tobacco smoke, and arsenic, a drinking water contaminant, and biological carcinogens, such as infections from certain viruses, bacteria, or parasites. Friends, it is important in all of this for us to pay close attention to our environment. There's a relationship between our environment, our surroundings, and our body. Nature created the universe that way. And as we indicated in the early piece there, the figures from the World Health Organization, cancer is the leading cause of death worldwide, accounting for an estimated 9.6 million deaths in 2018. Friends, it is still a problem, but we have made tremendous strides in this area. There are many success stories when it comes to cancer. And today we are very fortunate to have with us a cancer survivor with us here on Kankadi Radio on the Vin Abbot Show for Saturday, October the 17th. And it gives me great pleasure in presenting, I'll give her a name. Her name is Dolores Duncan, and she hails originally from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And to be very exact, from Bellevue. That's my home place. I think we have her online. And I decided to do this piece because I think it was about 2 weeks ago or so. Dolores posted a testimony, so to speak, her experiences with cancer. And I think I read it on the program then. And this touches me in a way that you'll never understand. And you'll find out why in a short while. So Dolores, good afternoon to you. Welcome to the Vin Abbot Show. Welcome to Kankadi Radio for the first time. Good afternoon to you, Dolores.
Good afternoon, Uncle Vin. Thank you for having me.
Oh, there, my dear Uncle Vin. That's music to my ears. Yes, Dolores. How are you doing?
You know what? I'm doing pretty well.
Okay.
You know, it could be worse, but I'm honestly, I'm doing great.
And friends, Dolores said Uncle Vin because of why? Tell the people why you said it. Why Uncle Vin? Like,
Well, I've known Uncle Vin since I was, ooh, I would say about 7, 8.
yes,
So it's been a long time. I don't want to give away my age. But I grew up knowing you. You married someone in the village that I'm from,
yes.
um, and you've lived in the village since then. So yeah, you're my uncle, and it's a sign of respect, right?
Well, there you go. And in that village, and friends, for those of you from St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Dolores is referring to Bellevue in the Connery area on St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It's a small village on the hill after you pass Mount Grennan before you get to the village of Connery, so to speak. Small village where everybody is family.
Family, for sure. Small and beautiful. Don't forget that.
Small and beautiful. Well, Bellevue, the name says it all, doesn't it? Bellevue.
Yes, it does.
In French, meaning in English, beautiful view. It's
Yeah.
beautiful. As a matter of fact, in the studio here, I have a photo, yes, on plaque of Bellevue, right on the hill there, on top the on the hill.
Oh,
It's gorgeous. I'll take a photo and send it to you, or take you somebody. You can get a. Yes, I don't remember who did
send
it.
it to me.
Yes, yes, yes. It's really beautiful. Yes.
I miss it. That's one of the things I miss the most about being home. Just that hill, going up and down that hill. Oh, beautiful.
Okay, okay. Do you miss having to come down that hill when it like during the rainstorms and things like that before the road it was paved to go to church on a Sunday?
Oh, you mean the sliding down? No, I don't miss that part. And you know what? I never realized how steep it was until I went back in 2015, and then I realized how flat Canada is.
Yes.
There's
Yeah.
not as much hills like the hill where I'm traveling. There's not as much hills. So
Yes, yes.
when I went back and I had to go up that hill, yeah, it brought back those memories.
I'm so happy to hear you in such great spirit, the laughter. And that's how I've always known you from since then, yes? Way back then in Bellevue. So Dolores, here you are. You are in Canada. You are living here in Toronto. And we have met several times, and several times on the job while you were working with, cross paths, so to speak, and so on and so on. And not so long ago, I got the news that, by the way, how is family? How is your big sister? How is mom? Everybody? How's family going?
Everyone is doing well. You know, with COVID happening, most people are staying inside. Tech went back to Nunavut. Hoping she'll be back soon. I miss her. She came down to help me out once I got my my news again.
Yes.
But she had to go back up for a little bit with the kids. So everybody's doing great. Mom, dad, my son, he's been awesome. He's 12 years old, but he's my protector for sure.
I hear you.
So yes, everybody's doing good. Everybody's doing good.
Give my love to all, please. Give my love to everyone. Mom, I haven't seen her a long time. Tante Jenny, I haven't seen her a long time. Joycelyn, Sola, well, we connect ever so often. I spoke with Sola recently. And so give our love, please. And I know Jean would want me to do that on her behalf as well, and the boys as well.
I will. And I'm hoping that after all of this has passed, all the COVID and things have settled down a bit, that maybe we all could get together again, you know?
Yes.
I'm missing, as Jean said yesterday, I'm missing the hugs.
I got you. So Dolores, you are a cancer survivor.
Yes.
Can you tell our listeners more, like how it got started? How did you find out, and the story? Can you share your story with our listeners, please?
So as I mentioned in my little confession or little story that I told on Facebook, in 2013 I was first diagnosed. So it was close to breast cancer month, and one of my friends, Fiora Charles, she sent me just a little meme that says check your tatas, and it gave you like how to go about doing that. So I was having a shower, and I said, you know what, let me go ahead and do that. Now, when I checked my right breast, I found a lump. So first, I have to explain that I've had a lump
Yes.
in that breast before, but it was always checked out by my doctor. But this time, it felt different. So that worried me a bit. But I in the back of my head, I'm like, it's nothing big, you know.
Yes.
Maybe it's nothing. It's just a lump. But I kind of knew it was something, but I was trying to tell myself it wasn't anything because I had so much going on for me at that time. Like I had a new job, I had my young son. I didn't want it to be anything. So in my head, I didn't want it to be anything.
You were in denial, sort of.
Very much so. Very much. So I went about my business, you know, doing my job. And one day, as I mentioned, one of my coworkers got sick, and I had to take her to the walk-in clinic. And I decided, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and have the doctor, since I'm waiting for her, have a doctor check me out.
Okay.
So the doctor checked me out. When he checked, he felt the lump, and he goes, I don't think it's anything much, but you know, we're just gonna send you to do a biopsy.
Okay. And can you explain for some of our listeners who might not be biopsy? I guess you know you might want to say what the procedure was like, if you don't mind.
So a biopsy is where they take they cut they just do a little cut in the breast, and then they put a long needle and they just clip a piece of the cell, the area.
Yes.
Right. So that way they could take that and send it for testing.
Okay, gotcha.
So with that being done, I think within a couple of days, I got a call back from the doctor, and he said, you know, you need to go back to that place that you went because they're saying that they see some cancer cells. So they want me to go and do ultrasounds and X-rays just to be certain. So once they did all of that, the results came back that there was 25% of the tissues that they took, and from what they're seeing in the scans, that it was cancerous.
Wow. How was that for you when you got that news?
I was at work when I got the news. So at first I was trying to be strong. I was trying to be strong. I didn't want, you know, I always thought I was a tough person. I could handle anything. But the first thought that went to my head was, oh my God, I'm going to die. And and the tears, I couldn't even see to go back to work. And when I got to work, I was still trying to hold it together. Although I was crying, my coworkers kept looking at me and they're like, what's going on? And then I had to tell someone. So I told them, and there was just a weeping fest at work at that time. So I was assistant manager for the bookstore at Seneca College, and so they called my coworkers called my manager and told him what was happening, and I went home. And then I had to break the news to family and friends of what was happening. Because I know a lot of people will say, well, they wouldn't tell anyone, but for me, cancer, it's not something I did to myself. It was, I didn't cause this harm to myself. I don't think there was anything in our history, like my background.
Yes.
Like there was no indication that, you know, that it was something that was passed down in our DNA or anything. It wasn't genetic because I speak to cousins and everyone, and no one has had this. So it was quite a shock to everyone. Right. And I had to tell, so I decided I wanted to tell my family because it's something that I think we all should know. And I wanted them to at least do like I did and get that, you know, do their self-checkup and go and get tested if they needed to.
Wonderful. And powerful stuff. And again, the whole issue of support, I mean, without realizing it, you are reaching out, and you have a bedrock of support. I know, knowing you there in family, and can you speak to that? How helpful that was after the initial shock, the kind of support you got from family members and all?
Well, of course, I have my sisters, Tekla and Anne. So they helped me. My cousins, Rochelle and Joycelyn and Risha from Natural Vinci, they were amazing. So those are the people that if like I would call when there were things happening. So my sister Tekla and Rochelle and Joycelyn and Risha, those were my inner circle.
Yes.
And then I had my outer circle,
Yes.
like my work friends and then my school friends. And I realized that I had a whole network of people behind me that were there to support me.
Outside of that social bubble, so to speak, family and social, how about the professional piece? What kind of support did you get? Like, were you exposed to counseling and other things like that?
You know what? To be honest, there were things that were available. I would not say that I took it up. Because my faith is one of the things that I had, right? So
can you speak to that, please? I mean, there's so much out there in the literature that speaks to the importance of faith in terms of healing and things like that. Can you let our listeners know where you stand with that? Yes, please.
I definitely can. So I wouldn't say that I'm a church going person. However, I was raised in the church. So my faith in God is irreplaceable. It's staunch, it's strong. So when things started to go wrong, I knew that the first person I needed to talk to was the man upstairs, right? Letting him know that I am putting all my faith and my trust in him to take me through this, right? So, and because when my cousins or people would start crying when I tell them, I say, no, please don't do that. Because first, I'm still here. And second, I have someone bigger than this problem that's looking out for me. And I think because I have that faith, whatever comes, as long as I trust him to do what he says he will do, which is protect me and guide me, I'm okay.
So true. And along with your faith and your belief in God, what was treatment like for you after you were diagnosed? What was it like? How did you manage with this? What kind of treatment you underwent to deal with the cancer?
So, okay, I have to be. So there's 2 times so this is my second fight with cancer. So 2013 was my first, and I'm actually going through it again this time. Right? So in 2013, I did the chemotherapy, I did radiation, I had a double mastectomy with reconstruction, and there were multiple surgeries that happened. So, and then I was put on a hormone replacement pill, which is called tamoxifen.
Yes.
So that lasted for 6 years. So up until this year, everything was going well. And then again, this year I was diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer, which means that it's metastasized in other places in the body. Now, now I know it's tough to take, and I know a lot of people, again, will think, okay, it's a death sentence. But the treatment that I went through in 2013 was tough. I mean, I lost weight, lost taste, lost nails, hair, everything. Like it broke down the body. This time around, I would say it's not as harsh. I did chemo again, and I'm doing targeted treatments with Perjeta and Herceptin, which are targeted to the type of cancer that I had.
Yes.
And it's honestly not as bad. So cancer treatment has made a huge stride from the 2013 when I did it till now when I'm doing it again.
A lot of emphasis, yes, is placed on immunity and self-defense and things like that as against chemotherapy, killing off the good cells. And this is about working with your own defense to fight the bad cells.
Yes.
That's a lot of that I've been reading about and seeing in the research. And it sounds as if you are exposed to the best possible healthcare you can get here in Canada. Am I right?
Yes. I'm so grateful for the healthcare that we have here, and I know some people will say that it could be better, but to go through this a second time around, I know that we do have the best healthcare, right? And my I know I have to big up my doctors and my oncology nurses at Scarborough General Hospital. They have been amazing through it all. Through it all, they've made sure that I'm getting my treatment. Making sure I'm there, making sure I'm comfortable when it's happening.
And again, Dee, I'm sure you've been discussing the prognosis, the way forward. What have you been discussing in this regard with your team?
Because my it's stage 4, so I'm considered in palliative care. So that means they're making me comfortable. They're not sure if there will be any recovery, like if there will be healing. However, there have been positives because with my treatment, there have been at least some reduction in the size of the tumors in my body. So I am taking every little thing as a win.
There you go. There you go. There you go. That spirit. You can't beat the spirit. You can't beat the soul. You can't beat that faith and so on. Wow. Go ahead. I'm listening.
I honestly, I want to share with people that, you know what, yes, it's tough. Having cancer, it's not a bed of roses. I'm one of those people that I fight for everything. I don't give up on on myself. I'm not giving up on this until my last, until I cannot go anymore. And even then, I'll still try to fight. So if you are diagnosed with cancer or some serious disease, it's not the end. Fight, put everything that you have into it. Find something that's worth fighting for. For me, that was my son. I looked at him and I thought, I don't want him to go through this by himself, to go through this world by himself. So I put my fight in. That's my reason for fight. So, everyone has a reason.
Yes.
And they just need to find what that reason is.
That's right. That's right. It's the same kind of approach we advocate when it comes to persons who have given up hope and who want to commit suicide. And we often look for the line where the person might say, for example, I was thinking about doing this, I had a plan, but I am concerned what my family would think, or my son, or what would happen to ABC. And that often gives the person hope again, like, I'm going to do this because of, and it gives an opportunity to really fight on.
Yes, because if you can't fight for yourself, at least if you have just that little hope, that other person or that other thing that you want to fight for, you will fight until you can fight for yourself, until you appreciate you enough to fight for you as well.
Wow. Dee, again, I would like you, as we wrap up this interview, or this chit-chat actually, you can imagine it's difficult for me, but again, a message to all those persons out there, not only females, because there's this misnomer, this misconception that breast cancer, although it's predominantly a female problem, but men also do present with breast cancer. Yes, what would be your final message to our listeners as regards breast cancer and cancer generally, please?
With anyone that my first thing will be do your self-exams. If you see something that you're wary of, you don't think is right, it may be something small, but you know your body better than anyone else. So if you see something or feel something, go and get it checked out. At the most, you would have wasted your time and a couple hours of your time. Your doctor will say it's nothing. But if it's something, at least you know. And as I said, you have the opportunity to fight. You get the opportunity to choose the treatments you want, to choose what you want to do from there on. Because if you, I would have hated if I didn't have an opportunity to fight or to
Hmm.
make a choice in how I wanted this to go.
Hmm. Hmm.
Right?
So you
So
had
my
you wanted to say in your own treatment plan.
yes,
Hmm. Hmm.
I would, because some people choose not, no, I don't want to go through the chemo. I want to do natural, or I want to do. You get that choice. You get to see that. Okay, yes, I have cancer, but this is how I want to do it, and this is the treatment plan I want for myself. So I will say, make sure that you're doing your checkups. Go and see your doctor if you see anything, and if there's anything wrong. And you know what? Make sure that you reach out to your support system, because you'll be amazed at the amount of people that are there to support you.
Hmm. Hmm. Well, Dolores, thank you so much for sharing your story and for sharing and giving of your advice and encouragement freely here on the Abbot Show on Kankadi Radio. We, all our listeners, wish you all the best, and your family, your son. We are lifting you up. We'll continue to lift you up in our prayers and on a very personal level. We, Jean and I and the boys, are here anytime. And I know that you had a long chat with Jean yesterday, perhaps
Yes,
over an hour, and she enjoyed it so
yes,
much.
it was beautiful.
Yeah, so thank you so much. And we are here. And again, we wish you all the very best. And keep us posted, please. I'll be checking in with you from time to time. And again, give our love to all of the family members. Love you so much, Dee.
I will. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. And all the very best, Dee.
You as well.
Okay, thank you so much.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Me want you believe me, Lord. Me want you believe me, Lord. Lead me, Lord. Lead me, Lord. Let me follow. Lead me, Lord.
Well, friends, thank you so much. Thank you so much for listening to this. I don't know how to describe it, but uh, this conversation with Dolores, one who's dear to my heart, like you heard, and my daughter, with whom you know she grew up in Bellevue on Saint Vincent and the Grenadines, and now living here in Toronto, Canada, with cancer, breast cancer, and many complications. Before we came on air this evening, I had a conversation with Dolores. And Dee, good evening to you. Hope all is well. I'm happy you were able to stay up to be with us. Dee is in high spirits. And recently, through examination, there was a lesion that was detected on the left side of our brain that is affecting, obviously, the right side of our brain and affecting mobility on the right side. But she's in high spirits, and she should be going through another bout of radiation shortly. But she's in high spirits. A wonderful human being. And we on Kankadi Radio, the Hill News Network, Inside Health, wish Dee and her son and all the family members, her sister, and others all the very best. And we continue to lift her up. And like you heard from her, she's also thinking about other persons who are living with cancer. As we said earlier on in the program, this program was dedicated to Kathy and Games in Leon, St. Vincent, and the Grenadines. And Kathy and or family members, if you're listening, Dolores wants you to know that she's thinking about you and she's encouraging you not to give up. That was our message from Dolores to you, Kathy Ann. And for all those folks from Leon, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, elsewhere where folks are living with cancer, women and men, especially during this month, April, when we are looking to prevent cancer by contributing. We're encouraging folks, family members, and our society, policymakers, and all to pay more attention to loved ones, folks amongst us who are living with cancer, and more importantly, to do what we can by way of policies, behaviors, and all to prevent, to ward off cancers. Dolores, once again, thank you very much for allowing us to share this program on Inside Health for this week's edition. Catherine and others living with cancer, we are thinking about you thinking about you. And friends, we are appealing to you, particularly on St. Vincent and the Grenadines, St. Lucia, Antigua in the Caribbean, because we are aware of many folks who are living with cancer. We are asking those of us who are not beset by the challenges of cancer to reach out and give support. Give support, give support, give support during this month, April, the month of cancer prevention. Monty, want to thank you immensely, you and your team there, for sharing this program with our listeners this evening. Obviously, as you can recognize, it has meant a lot to me and those who are close to us here in Kankata Radio, Fun City Radio, Success, Bay Hill, and of course, all our listeners elsewhere, Suzette Weeks and others. Monty and your team, thank you very much. Friends, join us next Monday evening, all things equal, for another Inside Health. Love you. Do take care. And let us continue to reach out to each other. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Migan.
The Hill News Network presents Inside Health, 30-minute program in which we explore the human body and functions. We'll share real-life stories and the latest in medical science as we look at related diseases, conditions, and determinants of health that affect quality of life. So join me, Vin Abbott, on Monday evenings from 8 for Inside Health on Bay Hill News Net, also on KankadiRadio.info.
Join us at the Lady Waterfront on the 28th of April 2023 as we come together and hold a barbecue bash to assist Cancer and Games Beat Cancer. On sale, fish $20, chicken $15, pork $20. For more info, contact Vakeisha John at 784-433-8306. See you there.
Charting in the USA, country style.